Hey, what's up, guys? Jeremy Donson here with e7musicschool.com. Today we're going to be doing Blinding Lights by The Weeknd, and it's pretty straightforward. I'm going to show you a few different variations you can do on the drum set and throw a little nugget in there, if you will. Pretty cool fill to show you if you wanted to attempt it. And really the basis of this is just have fun. Hit stuff, have fun, right? So let me show you, and please do be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and turn your notifications on. We are posting regularly. All right, here we go. Alright guys, so as you could see, the main beat is largely, it's just bass snare, bass snare, bass snare, bass, bass snare, and you can do lots and lots and lots of different things with the hi-hat, if it's quarter, eighths, or sixteenths, or mixed, or drags, or no drags, or splashes, or bells, or whatever you're doing, toms. I mean, there's an endless amount of stuff that you can do here, but let me just take you through a few things here. All right, so let's see. So we're just going to let it start for the first little bit here. I think it starts about 11 seconds or so, 12 seconds. So we're just going to start that and then just jump in with what we do first here. And we're just going to listen together, and I'll show you what the drummer is doing. Okay, so you hear that higher pitch sound here, right? So you could do hi-hats there. So for example, you can do this beat. The core beat, by the way, is bass snare, bass snare, bass snare, bass bass snare, bass snare, bass snare, bass snare, bass bass snare is the core beat. And if you want to add to that, which you do when it builds up more right there, you can do eighth notes, for example. So basically that's bass and snare and bass and snare and bass and snare and bass, bass, snare, and like so. Then it's just a matter of getting it to tempo, which is 1, 2, ready, go. Right? Another variant that you can do instead of that, let's back it up and show you with music. So we'll do that one with music first. Right, so just a sample fill, and I'd be happy to show you that fill here in just a moment. Okay, so that was one variant. Another one is you can do heavy quarter notes, where the hi-hat rattles. So let's try that and see how it sounds. Right? Okay, next one we can do 16th notes. Let's see how that sounds. so 16th notes there. We had, so that's basically 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a bass E and a snare E and a bass and snare E and right, so that's another option. And then as I was going that, you saw, you can do different things like throw in an extra hit here or there. So if you do something like what I just did here, which is that'll add a little bit of flair, I think. So let's see how it sounds at tempo. Now, it may or may not sound good with music. Let's just see how it sounds and go from there. But these are ideas that you can do. Check it out.
Maybe you can show.
So there's tons of combinations of things that you can do. Now, another thing you can do, let's go back to the 16th notes where you were doing, right? If you wanted, you could do more of a subdivided 16th note with the ride and hi-hat, for example, like this. Right, so you can go, or you can go, right, see how that sounds with music there. 1, 2, 3, go. Endless things you can do. Another idea that you could have here is you could do floor tom, for example. You could do more of a floor tom drive, and that would be fun. So. You could do more of a floor tom drive as well. So the point is here that there's so many options, and when you're doing it, like I'll be honest with you, a couple of the things I didn't practice that. I just threw it out there. So if there was anything that wasn't perfect, don't beat me up too bad. But anyways, I mean, so some of that stuff I just did on a whim. I was like, yeah, I'll try this, see how it sounds. But the point is, when you're being creative, because this really gets into creativity here, because nobody wants to just go bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, bass, snare, the whole song pretty much. if you add the different variants of the hi-hat, the quarter note, the eighth note, the 16th, the splitting the 16ths, or the floor tom, well, there's like 5 different things right there just in that you can do to mix it up some, in addition to just the bass snare, so that would be like 6, right? And then you can have drags in there and, mix up the different combinations, so it's really helpful. But in being creative, it's very important to remember when you're practicing and experimenting with it, it's not so important that it sounds good, as weird as that sounds. It's that you're throwing a lot of stuff on the canvas, if you will, seeing what parts of it you like, taking it and going from there. Like you may love a certain part of a fill that you did, but the rest of it didn't fit. Okay, well, take that part you like, do something with the rest of it, right? Or you may like something that you did in the beat, but other stuff just didn't really sound good with it. It doesn't mean that it was not good. You're figuring out what you like and what you want to do, and the way to do that is just throw a lot of stuff out there and see what sticks, see what you like, what you enjoy, and have fun with it, right? Okay, so I want to show you a couple other things here. So one being a couple of more basic fills, and then I'm going to show you that big fill that I did at the beginning there.
Long enough, you can turn me on with just a touch, baby.
Okay, so that fill, I actually stayed on the hi-hat for part of it. So like da 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 da. You could do that. You could do, you could do 4 on each. So basically, the fill that you can do that I'll show you first is just a basic 4-beat 16th note fill, which is 4 on the snare, 4 on the high tom, 4 on the mid tom, 4 on the floor tom. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1. Let's just see how that sounds.
Just a touch, baby. I look around, the city's cold and empty. No one's around to judge me. I can see clearly when you're gone.
Right? So that didn't sound too bad. It was pretty cool. Now, if you notice the first time I did crash, crash. I think that adds some flavor, so let me show you that.
The city's cold and empty. No one's around to judge me. I can see clearly when you're gone.
Right, so that may add some flavor, just adding that one little crash. And then playing around with what I was doing in the beat afterwards as well. So that kind of gives you an idea. Now, the fill that you saw me do at the beginning when I played it through for you the first time is this. Let me back it up here. So I went... Yeah, that was. I had to remember for a second what I did. Okay. Yeah. All right, so here's what I did. Another example of creativity. I've done a lot of variations of that fill, so I had to think about it for just a second to remember what it was, but something to think about is always write it down. Always write it down. Okay, here we go. Let's see. So to start off with, you're going to go... Now, to break this down, this is a paradiddle. Paradiddle. Right? You're just doing it with the hi-hat instead of just all on snare drum. Right? Or you're splitting it up hand and foot. So the fill I did at the beginning when I played through the first time, here's what I did. So I went a paradiddle first. So I went paradiddle. And then paradiddle snare. So we got paradiddle snare. And I'm mixing up the paradiddle. So I'm doing it with my hands. Paradiddle. Or, right? paradiddle snare. But I also add the bass drum, right? So everything you guys see me do this way, just do it right-handed. Same thing, just flip-flop. Okay, so we got paradiddle, bass, like that. Bass is on par and on the dull. Paradiddle, paradiddle. Right, left, right, right. Right, left, right, right. So it's on the first bass and on the final bass here. Right? Paradiddle snare. Okay. All right, so now we know what we're doing at the beginning of this beat. Okay, now let's see what we do after that. So we got paradiddle snare, right? And then we do high snare. So paradiddle snare, high snare. And that's going to be a ghost note there. Okay, guys, so once you finish the paradiddle snare, right? Paradiddle snare. Once you finish that, you're going to do and ghost. So paradiddle snare and ghost. Now I want to point something out really quick. Notice that the only accented snare so far is the paradiddle snare after the paradiddle is over. The other two are ghosts. It's going to sound a lot better if you have ghosts and accents instead of, right? It's not going to sound as good as it would if you did. It's going to sound a lot better. Okay, so we have paradiddle, snare, and ghost. Next after the and ghost is drag, snare, snare, drag. And these two snares are also ghosts. So drag, ghost, ghost, drag. Or a diddle. Think of it like a diddle. Pretty cool. All right, now let's slow it way down. Put it together. Ready? Go. Paradiddle, snare, and ghost, drag, diddle, drag. Right? Okay. Now, once we get to the drag, this is what I did. I did snare, high, floor, floor. Now, if the sticking does not make sense for you guys, then you can hit anything you want to 4 times. So you could go, you could do that 4 times. That's fine. Whatever you want to hit, just hit it 4 times after the drag. So, or, you know. That sounds pretty cool, actually. I think I actually like that better. I don't know. Both are cool. All right, now, you be the judge. Let me know which one you liked better in the comments below. All right, so after that, this is what I did. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm going. Okay, now that's really fun to play that fill. But again, just the way I was doing it was 2 feet, 4 hands. And then I split the last one with 2, 2. And then I have 2 basses and a china with snare. Okay, one more time, we have this. and there we have it. And then you get it up and up and up and up and up to tempo, and you're good to go. Again, there's tons of fills. I just was playing around with some fills, and I was like, you know what? I think that's going to be a fun one to show because it incorporates rudiment, the paradiddle rudiment, diddle, and ghost notes versus accents, and single stroke 4. So it incorporated several rudiments in there, and it fit pretty nicely. So I think it was just a fun one to choose to go over with you guys. So I hope you guys really enjoy this. This is a fun one because there's not really a set do this unless it's just bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, bass, snare. There are certain accents you can do, like bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, that, bass, snare. You do hear that throughout the song at different times, or like bass, snare, bass, crash. You know, you do hear those things, but other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, snare, bass, bass, snare with whatever combination of hi-hat you're doing, and then just have a ton of fun with it and go nuts, man. All right, guys. Well, so good to see y'all, and I hope you really enjoyed it. Again, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any questions or want to go over creativity or anything else in further detail, feel free to reach out to me. Jeremy at e7musicschool.com is my email address. Always happy to help you guys. So thanks so much, and as always, have fun, stay awesome, and rock on.